A lesson plan on Charlotte's Web by Jaylene Titano and Mariah Damian, aligned with the following Common Core state standards.
Mo?
Hi, Miss Mo.
Hi, class. Good morning. So today, Mrs. J and I will be spending about an hour with you guys. And first, like she was saying, we're friends. So who here has a friend? Raise your hand. Okay.
So everyone here has a friend, and that's really good to hear. So what me and Miss Mo wanted to talk with the girls about is actually about friendship. So can everybody read what's up here on the board?
A friend is.
Okay, so Miss Mo talked about how me and her are friends. We go to the same school and we help each other out. So we want to hear from you boys and girls what you think a friend is.
Mrs. J, what do you think a friend is?
I think that a friend is kind to you.
Kind. I agree with you. I think a friend is someone that's very kind. But also, what do I think a friend is? I like to play baseball. Who plays sports? Yeah? Okay. So I like to play baseball, and I think a friend is someone who cheers me on. So when I'm up there getting ready to bat, then my friend is outside of the field and they're saying, "Go Mo, go Mo, you bat that ball, Mo." Okay, so I think a friend is someone that cheers you on.
So in your groups, we would like you to talk about what a friend is, and we want to hear from each one of you. You can even just say one thing about what you think a friend is. Can we all do that?
Okay, so you're all in. Who's ready to share? Okay.
A friend is who protects you when you get bullied. I think a friend is someone that helps you when you're down, who takes care of you.
Takes care of you.
I think a friend is wonderful.
It's wonderful. A friend is wonderful.
A friend is helpful.
Go ahead.
I think a friend is speaks up for you.
Speaks up for you. Okay.
A friend cares.
A friend shares.
I think a friend sometimes remembers friendship.
So they stick with you and
So maybe they're loyal, right? They're loyal. How can we show these things? How can we show our friends that we trust them? Yes.
Okay, so what does a friend do to show that they're trustworthy?
How do we treat our friends?
You treat them nicely.
Okay, so how do you treat them nicely? Can you give me an example?
Sometimes when they have a problem, you help them with it.
Very good, very good. So
By looking at this picture that we have up here, what do you think the story is about? You can guess.
A girl named Charlotte that has a lot of animal friends.
okay, good. How about you?
Friendship?
Friendship.
It is gonna be about a spider making a web.
The spider making a web. Spiders make webs.
Okay, so all of your predictions were really good. So me and Miss Mo, we're gonna act out one part of the book, and then we're gonna read another part to you. Okay, so we want everyone to listen.
Make sure you listen because we're gonna have questions for you all.
Okay? So chapter 1, before breakfast. Where's Papa going with that axe?
Out to the hog house. Some pigs were born last night.
I don't see why he needs an axe.
Well, one of the pigs is a runt. It's very small and weak, and it will never amount to anything. So your father has decided to do away with it.
Do away with it? You mean like kill it? Just because it's smaller than others?
Don't yell, Fern. Your father is right. The pig will probably die anyway.
Please don't kill it. It's unfair.
Fern, you will have to learn to control yourself.
Control myself? This is a matter of life and death, and you're talking about controlling myself?
Fern, I know more about raising a litter of pigs than you do. A weakling makes trouble. Now run along.
But it's unfair. The pig couldn't help being born small, could it? If I had been born very small, would you have killed me?
Certainly not. But this is different. A little girl is one thing, and a little runty pig is another.
I see no difference. This is the most terrible case of injustice I ever heard of.
All right, you go back to the house, and I will bring the right when I come in. I'll let you start it on a bottle, like a baby. Then you'll see what trouble a pig can be. He's yours, saved from an untimely death, and may the good Lord forgive me for this foolishness.
Oh, look at him. He's absolutely perfect. I'm going to call him Wilbur. So that was chapter 1. Now we're moving on to chapter 2. And chapter 2 is titled Wilbur.
Okay, so that was our story called Charlotte's Web.
So, in the story, who was the story about? Can anybody answer? Yes.
Wilbur.
Wilbur, okay. Is there anybody else that was in the story?
The pig.
The pig, okay. And what's the pig's name?
The girl.
Okay, the girl. There's the girl, there's the pig.
Have the pig named Wilbur.
Oh, okay. You're Wilbur. Anything else? Yes.
The girl's name is Fern.
Yes, good. Her name is Fern. Now, how many of you have watched Frozen? Wow, all of you. Okay, so in Frozen, who's in the story? Or who's in the movie? Yeah.
Elsa.
Okay. Queen Elsa and
Anna.
Okay, Anna.
So Krista. Anna.
Okay. So, did you know that they have a name for all the participants in the story? So, in Frozen, there's Queen Elsa,
Queen Elsa,
and then
Olaf.
there's Princess Anna, Olaf, and then in this story that we read, there's Fern and Wilbur. And we call these participants in the story characters. Can anybody give me a definition of what characters are?
They are people who are from movies.
Okay, so they're people, but inside Charlotte's Web, what was Wilbur? A pig. So can characters also be animals?
Yes.
Okay. In the story, where were the characters at? Yes.
At a barn.
Over there at a barn, okay.
House.
In the house. Very good. So how many of you watch SpongeBob? Okay, so where does SpongeBob take place?
And this the pineapple.
And pineapple. Okay, go ahead. Pineapple. And the Krusty Krab. What else?
And Patrick's home.
Patrick's home. Yes.
Squidward.
And the sea. Okay, very good. We're going to branch off with characters. So in any story or a movie, the place where the character's at is called a setting. Have everybody heard of setting?
Yes.
Okay, so what can we say about a setting? Let's go come up with a definition of setting.
A setting is something or somewhere where somebody hung out.
Okay.
It's like a place.
Something where that?
Someone. A place.
Okay, so somewhere where the story or movie takes place. Is everybody good with that? How about could this classroom be a setting?
Yes. That's a
Oh,
school.
okay, so why can it be a setting?
It's a place.
Okay.
Okay. What's an example of a setting or a definition?
A race field.
A race field?
field.
Okay, that's a setting.
Here, what you have? A forest? Good, very good. Those are all great examples of settings, and you're all correct because a setting can take place pretty much anywhere. Whenever things happen in a story or the events that happen in a story, we have a name for it. So first, Wilbur was almost going to be killed by Fern's dad, and then Fern took care of him, and then later on he ended up at the bar now. So all of the events in a story is called a plot. Can everybody say plot?
Plot.
Okay, and all of you all just gave the perfect example of what a plot is. You're describing the different events that happen in a story. Okay. Now we have an activity. We want to hear from almost all of you, and we're going to talk about this story. So can we all get into a circle? Can we all stand up and get into a circle? In this game, we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask you different questions. But we want all of you to have, we're going to give one person the brown nose for the pig. Everybody stand up. And whoever has the brown nose, they have to answer the question. And then whoever had the pink nose, we're going to give you a strip and you're going to read the question, okay?
I don't get
Are
it.
you playing musical chairs?
Yes.
Okay, so musical chairs is like this. Can we show him how to play musical chairs? So you're going to hold this and you hold this. Now when music plays, we're all going to walk this way. Can we all walk this way in a circle? Let's all move this way. Okay, so we're gonna walk, and as the music plays, you're gonna have to pass it, okay? So you're gonna pass it, and keep passing it, then when the music stops, whoever ends up with the pink nose and the brown nose, they're the ones that are gonna be the ones answering and asking the questions. Okay, we have two pink noses. What's the first one for? The pink one.
Activity.
Okay, what's the pink one for?
Read the question.
So you're going to read the question. When the music stops, the person that has the pink nose will read the question. And the other nose. You know what the other nose is for? What is it for? Answering questions. So the person that answers the question, once you're finished answering, you will come to me and you will play and stop the music.
After our activity, each student filled out a graphic organizer on the elements of the story, Charlotte's Web. After they had that completed, they were to use the back of their sheet to make predictions of what would happen next. To conclude our lesson, students shared their predictions with their classmates.